Hello, Facebook. Hello, Instagram. And hello, YouTube. My name is Waylon Lewis. And if you're just tuning in, please say where in the world you are. I am in Boulder, Colorado. We obviously had a tragedy here 20 days ago, but in this world of ours, we just move on and we don't learn anything too often. I am coming on pretty late, 9:45. I basically haven't really stopped working, but I listened to a sort of Zoom call of Mary Taylor, Richard Freeman, two wonderful yoga teachers, and had a long talk with my fiance. And I'm finally here. So I have some kind of big news. All my life, I have been in love with everything Japan, particularly the traditional Japan that I kind of grew up seeing with Kurosawa films. And yet I grew up poor and busy working, never got to travel ever. All right, we got Marta with Olympic Peninsula, Washington State. Beautiful, beautiful area. My mom used to live around there. Eastern Washington, and Angel. Say where in the world you're from if you're just tuning in. Oh, we got a bunch. Colombia, Nepal. We got a negatory. We got Hana, Hawaii. Hello, Detroit, Pennsylvania, Denmark. Some shout out for Boulder, Mexico City, Connecticut. Yeah, sorry it's so late. Delhi, Boston, Paris. I did go to Paris a year or so ago. New Mexico, LA, Indiana, Australia. Anyone in YouTube land? It's quiet over in YouTube. So we're trying to rebuild our YouTube over here. We got Instagram here and we got Facebook here. Australia, Indiana, New Mexico, Washington, Santa Ynez Valley, California. I hope I'm saying that all right. Ireland, Manila, Philippines, Mumbai, Duluth, India. So we're getting a hit of this wonderful international community. We get our occasional trolls, but for the most part, so much love. Gold Coast, Australia, Arizona, New York City, Louisiana, Lincoln City, Oregon, Seska, Tacoma Park, Maryland, Toronto. All right. So my big news is I just bought a round trip ticket to Japan. I actually bought two round trip tickets, one including my fiance who's just here. And I am so excited. So I wanted to do this video. I've never been to Asia, never been to Japan. There's a lot of places I haven't been. I hadn't ever left the US basically until I was 39 years old because I grew up poor. My bank account, I had no credit cards. I was like bouncing my debit card off and on Starting Elephant until I was 37. So I'm so excited. I'm going to Japan. I will offset my flight. I think it's so important coming out of this pandemic that we all don't just go back to normal, but we go back to a more harmonious normal where we take care of our planet. So offset your flight when you travel. Support local. What else is helpful? What else is helpful? What else is helpful? Taking all suggestions. And I want to check out traditional Japan. I grew up practicing at Ikebana, Kyudo, tea ceremony a little bit. I had some wonderful Japanese mentors. So I'm so excited. I even tried to learn Japanese when I was a little kid. I don't think I was too good at it. But I'm just so excited. So what I wanted to talk about was when we have an opportunity, how to leap for it, or if we should leap for it. Yeah, I'm so excited. Oh my God. Someone read things. I hope you liked it. I guess you read it 3 times, so I guess you liked it. Thank you. So, or you're welcome. So I am so excited. I just want to talk about taking a leap. So from a Buddhist point of view, there's this wonderful slogan that I grew up with in the Shambhala Buddhist community, which, as I've discussed in other videos, has been ravaged by kind of well-deserved scandal. But there was so much goodness in the community as well. And I think we forget that in our kind of current culture. So there was a lot of bad things that were exposed, thankfully, and also so much wonderful things, so much good community. One of the wonderful things I grew up with was the slogan that said, have confidence to go beyond hesitation. So that may sound really obvious. Have confidence to go beyond hesitation. But the profound thing in that is I was taught that what that means is you don't have to be fearless to take a leap. You simply have confidence to go beyond it. So you acknowledge the fear, you acknowledge any hesitation, and then you go beyond it. And you don't have to go beyond it. We don't want to bully people into jumping off the cliff into the water 50 feet down. There's no sense of machismo or pressure. But I saw it. So my friend, this flight deal for like $500 round trip to Japan. And I looked at it, and all my life I've dreamed of going to Japan. And I looked at it and I said, is this real? So that's a good question. Is this real? Another good question is, can I? Should I? Do I have the time? If it's too good to be true, is it too good to be true? So before you take a leap, it's good to ask all kinds of little questions, right? And then at a certain point, I was like, well, I mean, the offer's for real. I checked out the dates. I can reschedule my dates if, with the coronavirus, vaccines, I can move the dates without a fee. It all seems real. So I think it's important to see the opportunity, be willing to think about the fear, the hesitation, ask lots of questions instead of just going immediately. And then once you've checked it all out, be willing to go for it, which does feel a little groundless. You're stepping out into fresh air, right? Yeah, I love it. Exactly. And, the flight is for, just to be clear in terms of the coronavirus, it's for like 6 months from now. It's not soon. And I can change the flight. I will be vaccinated. I'm very supportive of people wearing masks and caring about one another. If you disagree with masks because you got caught up in Trumpology, I think it's still good to just be okay with it. Grow up. Just be okay with taking care of other people. Hopefully by then, we'll all have vaccinations. At least 70-90% will be herd immunity. But if we don't get to 70 or 90%, it's going to continue to mess up mom and pops and all that. So anyway, in terms of taking a leap, you see the opportunity. You ask yourself a bunch of questions. If it still seems good, maybe you check in with some other people. You just take a leap. So that's it. I want to talk about that Buddhist slogan, have confidence to go beyond hesitation. And in terms of travel, please support local. Let's not make tourism another kind of colonialism. We need to support local more and more. Don't go, when I went to Paris for the first time, the McDonald's was packed, the Starbucks was packed, and a lot of it was tourists, not all of it. So there's some notion of, are you traveling half a world away to go to Starbucks? I know we long for the familiar and we long for the cozy wherever we go, but let's find it in other ways. I remember one of my very first times traveling when I was super broke and I was running Elephant. I went to New York City and it was very exciting and it was very exhausting. And I went to a yoga class by Cindy Lee at Om Yoga, if any of you remember that place. And I was practicing, I took a breath and it was like, wow, here I am. I'm at home. I'm here with my breath. And I'm not trying to get all yogic on you. Not that that's a bad thing, but it was a real profound moment of realizing I could be at home unconditionally wherever I went. I wasn't always home unconditionally wherever I went, but I could be. And that isn't about going to Starbucks. It isn't about going to McDonald's. So anyway, I think that's about it. Going to Japan about 6 months from now. I can change my dates, have confidence to go beyond hesitation, acknowledge the fear or hesitation, ask a bunch of questions, check in with some others. If it still seems for real and you want to do it, step out into fresh air and go for it. I hope that was somewhat inspiring, but somewhat grounding at the same time, despite all the super sketchy Instagram comments. What is it about Instagram? And big love to all of you. Big love to sketchy Instagram land, as well as the non-sketchy people. Big love to YouTube. Please support us on YouTube. Facebook.com/Elephant Journal, and big love to Facebook land. And thank you, and big love to everyone who wasn't super sketchy. We're hanging up on Instagram first tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye, Facebook. Folks, and goodbye, YouTube folks.